Down live right here, right now, and I will say this, there was a bit of a surprise, a couple of surprises throughout the show. There was a couple of funny moments, and the ending for me personally, I'm sure people have already seen the thumbnail and you saw the title and said, what? Why are you caring about this woman? Well, I got to care about this woman because no one else is going to do it. I cared about Naomi, and now the other one is hopefully given a chance, and I will explain myself in a few moments, but let's go through everything else. End of the night. John Cena and AJ versus Kevin Owens and Rusev. We get AJ coming out with the US title. Now I had heard about it later, well a little while ago, that AJ Styles had won the US title at a house show. I was kind of surprised they would let that happen. But it did happen. And when he came on, it was actually nice to see him. But then he started talking about the open challenge. And I'm going like, this is a John Cena thing. I mean, what does this mean? It kind of felt good to see that he wanted to do the challenge, but then it's like, this is going to be about John Cena. On cue he comes out. People were excited. That was kind of good in Houston. But it wasn't like I wanted to see it, but then I wanted to see it at the same time for the simple fact that maybe they may do something special with them. But no. Rusev comes out. Owens comes out, kicks both their asses, and then we get a tag match, kind of a little taste of Teddy Long. Holla, holla at your player. Hopefully I'll have Teddy Long on my shoulder, but you never know. Anyway, it was an okay match. Wasn't spectacular. In the end, it is John Cena who wins over Kevin Owens, and that kind of upsets me. From what I understand, we have another week before Battleground. 1 week from Sunday, Battleground is coming. And we're about, well not, we just jobbed out Kevin Owens to John Cena. I can't even say it would have been better if AJ won over Rusev. Or Rusev won over AJ. Because this shouldn't have never happened. Why do you have two feuds? You got the US title that's going to be challenged by Battleground. Then you got the flag match over at Battleground. But then you have one of the two combatants, one pins someone else. Well, I don't know. It just didn't feel right to actually see a Rusev get pinned by AJ or AJ getting pinned by Rusev. Rusev, actually. I'm botching because I don't like seeing Kevin Owens being pinned. 1 week or so before the next pay-per-view. It just, even with Cena, it wouldn't make me feel any better. That's just me. Now, we had the Xavier Woods versus Jey Uso. It was a good match. Jimmy, Kofi, and a Big Langston got ejected because of the conflict. And in the end, it was Xavier Woods who actually gets a win. It was kind of, well, it was kind of weak. The reasoning for the match, because they did the Uso thing where the only reason they got angry and had this match is because Jimmy got mad what Xavier said about him being famous because of his wife. When you think he should get mad because of the rated R thing, but since the WWE do not like to go there, particularly what happened with Paige, and I might do a video on Paige and about Alberto El Patron. I think I might do that after this. But taking away from that, it kind of felt weak. I'm just being a little honest here. It kind of felt weak. So I don't know exactly what to say about it. It wasn't a bad match, but it felt weak. What wasn't weak was the Fashion Popo doing the Texas Ranger in basically Houston, Texas. Oh, please. That was some funny mess. Then you throw a little Zack Ryder in, a little bit of Mojo Rawley in, seeing a little bit of conflict still because Zack got thrown out because of Mojo Rawley. I did say they were going to go there. I did say that. I don't know if this will be a very good feud, to be honest. I mean, if they're smart, they will build up into it. But I don't see Smackdown doing that. I don't see them stretching this out. Letting the Hype Bros actually have a couple of matches. Then there's some type of dissension or some type of loss. That's what I'm hoping for. That they do it a couple of times. They show more dissension in the back than they have matches. And then they have to break up. As it stands, they'll probably do a couple of matches. Then they'll do a breakup because someone gets pissed off because of it. I don't know. But the fashion popo was on point. It was funny. It made my ass laugh. I'm sorry, it just did. If no one didn't like it, tell me the reason why you didn't like it. I told you guys, give Tyler Breeze and Fandango some rope to stretch out, to go out, and they would be fun. The Bennett dealing with Sami Zayn. I'm not calling him I can't pronounce it Kanellises. Maria Kanellis? No. Mike Kanellis? No. They are the Bennetts. And I'm going to keep calling the Bennetts because I'm not going by the Kanellis. I'm not going by the Kanellises. It's not going to happen. But was this segment okay? Yeah. Seeing Sami Zayn pretty much saying, well, I've already apologized twice, but every time when I'm going to do my job, you keep showing up. You need to apologize to me. And basically what happened? A smack in the face, a vise to the head, and a rose to Sami Zayn. I can't say this is going to be perfect, but it is a starter feud for Maurice and Mike. It is a starter feud for them. I would rather see Maria wrestling than actually just working with a husband and him getting into being a wrestler. I want to see them both wrestle. That's what I'm hoping for. Maybe Mike will be wrestling eventually with Sami Zayn and then branch off. And then as time goes on, maybe after a year, Maria will go into the women's division where we really need another woman with an attitude that you want to strangle. That's what I'm hoping for. Now, the Shinsuke Nakamura versus Baron Corbin match, which did not happen. We got a beatdown, we got a smackdown, and then we got a walk away. I am actually kind of happy this didn't happen here. I'm actually happy to see they're not going to job out Shinsuke Nakamura. And they're not going to job out Baron Corbin. They're actually giving them both a little bit of leeway. Let them have a couple of fights. Let them have some talking in the back. Then some fights in the back. Keep them as separate as possible. I would rather see them have a match at SummerSlam. Yes, it'll be a very minor feud. I'm not going to lie about it. It's a minor feud. But make it important. What exactly are you going to have at SummerSlam? They're going to have at least a couple of matches at SummerSlam. This isn't just about Smackdown. Maybe one match. They're going to have a couple at SummerSlam unless they're going to be that stupid. Because they got to do something for both brands. Let's see here. What am I forgetting? Jinder Mahal versus Ty Dillinger. I understand this is a land of opportunity in SmackDown Live. I am glad to see that jobbers are getting a chance at higher position wrestlers. And I do understand what happened. Because finally, as I said, have to take a deep breath. A breath of fresh air. You know why? Because Jinder Mahal won a match by himself. This is what I said had to happen eventually. You can't have the Singh brothers who was wearing bright red. It made it hard to see them when the back screen is super bright red and they're super bright red. But in the end, Jinder Mahal won a freaking match all by himself as he's supposed to. I know a lot of people like Ty Dillinger. I don't hate the Perfect 10. But eventually, Ty had to be jobbed out to somebody higher in position. He has to earn it. And seeing that Jinder Mahal finally gets a win by himself without help, it's really going to give him some credibility going to the Majabi prison. We needed that. If he had still been helped by the Singh brothers and then went into the Majabi prison match, I wouldn't care because he's a bitch. But here at least he got one win. I would have liked it weeks ahead of time. Every time he wouldn't win, I'm getting a little excited because I wanted to see him win by himself with no help from the Singh brothers. He dominates. Now they haven't done that. And I believe that's been a big mistake. He needed more wins. But it is what it is. Was the segment afterwards okay? It wasn't bad. As I said, Jinder Mahal is a very soft-spoken person. That's just how he is. He's not going to be screaming out the top of his lungs with a high shrill voice. He has a deep voice that's basically soft. That's just how he is. Take it for what it is. Let's see, anything else? I did the fashion popo. Okay, it is time for the women. Let's get it done. First, we had the women in the office complaining, wanting to know who's going after Naomi. Well, actually, I take that back. Naomi came in the office first. She's in my face. She's saying, well, I understand about Carmella, but what about me now? I want to know who's my competition next. And here's a problem. All the women were there, including Alana. They all spoke their minds, including Lana. Well, not Lana. It was Tamina who spoke for her, which actually was kind of nice. And I know a lot of people say, Tamina, shit, why do you care? I have to care because no one else is going to care for her. Look what happened with Naomi. Very few people ever cared about saying, Naomi needs a push. Naomi needs to be cared about. I'm one of those people who said, this woman has skills. This woman can improve. And look what she is. She's in my face. She's champ now. She's champ. So what about Tamina? So in the end, we get a tag match. And now we also get a 5-way elimination match. I really don't want to see an elimination match at Battleground. I don't. Honestly, that's not much better than what happened with the women and Raw with a gauntlet match. I know we hadn't really directly seen it because they kept fighting one another before we could see it, and then we had the ladder match. I understand that. But I'd rather see something different. I really do. But in the end, we get a tag match. Lana comes out in that sexy dress. And in the end, Tamina pins. She gets a win. Tamina gets a win. Which she should. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I know you guys do not like Tamina Snuka. Particularly what happened with her dad. I'm not seeing what she did from her dad because she was a baby at the time. Whatever her dad did is whatever he did. We are talking about Tamina, who has been in a roster as long as Naomi has. She came in with the Usos. She did. So she has been around a very long time. Natalya got a title. Alexa Bliss has a title. A lot of women on that roster before and after the Women's Revolution has gotten a title. How come Tamina doesn't? There's a reason why I have a big picture of Tamina in my intro. It's because it's her turn. It doesn't matter if you believe she's great or not. The point is, if you got someone who's on the roster, push them to see where they can go. I said that about Naomi. And look what she did. She stepped up and she improved herself. Now it's Tamina's turn. Will she be successful if she wins the title? I don't know. But it is her time to at least try. The woman has been there long enough that she should already had a title. What did they say when she came back? A 2-time women's wrestler. What the fuck is that? She left and came back twice? A 2-time women's wrestler? I've never heard that done for any woman who has been in a roster. Not for Alicia Fox, not Michelle McCool, not for Layla, not for Eva Marie, not for Eve Torres, not for Kelly Kelly, not for anyone. How come she's said by Shane McMahon, a 2-time women's wrestler, not a 2-time women's champion? What does that mean? That means she's done nothing. And it's not just because she doesn't have skills. It's because they've never pushed her. Every time when she's about to be pushed, they stop it. Because she had a chance against Eve Torres once. She had a chance against Beth Phoenix once. And they stopped it. Why? She didn't suck dick? Did she piss someone off? I don't know. Only thing I do know is that everyone else and their mother has gotten that title except for her. She's the only one left from the old FCW days that has never gotten a title. I don't want to see this woman retire without getting at least one title run. And I'm hoping this is her push. Maybe Lana is going to become her manager. That actually would make some sense. She saves Lana, then Lana becomes a manager. With time, as Lana gets in the ring and works out, she's working with someone who has experience. She has experience. She is a wrestler, even if she's not a great one. In the end, still, it means something. I believe this is her chance, but this is just my point of view. You guys tell me below. Have a good day, have a good night, and watch for my thoughts about Paige and Alberto El Patron. Peace.